Evian. We begin our journey with the undisputed royalty of European waters. Everything starts high in the pristine French Alps with Evian. What truly defines this water is its extraordinary geological journey. Every single drop you consume began as rain or snow that spent 15 long years slowly filtering through layers of glacial sand and ancient rock. Today, this natural wonder is managed by the corporate giant Danone. That distinctively smooth and heavy mouthfeel you experience is no accident. It is the direct result of the water never being treated or altered. It flows straight from the mountain spring into the bottle, naturally enriched with essential minerals like calcium and magnesium. Acqua Panna. If your palate seeks pure, still elegance, we must travel to Italy to experience Acqua Panna. This water is sourced from a historic estate in Tuscany that once belonged to the legendary Medici family during the 16th century. Its unique path through specialized sandstone rock strips away any hint of mineral aggressiveness. This natural process results in what many consider to be the smoothest and most velvety texture available on the global market today. Aquafina and Dasani. We fall abruptly from those pristine natural springs into a harsh corporate reality with Aquafina, owned by PepsiCo, and Dasani, produced by Coca-Cola. Both of these brands are, quite literally, sourced from municipal supplies. Yes, you are paying for tap water. PepsiCo subjects Aquafina to an aggressive purification process that absolutely annihilates every single mineral or impurity. The result is an almost dead water with a flavor that is entirely neutral and flat. Following massive public pressure regarding misleading advertising, they were forced to include the letters PWS on their labels. This stands for Public Water Source. Meanwhile, Coca-Cola cleans the water for Dasani and then injects a secret blend of minerals to try and simulate a natural flavor. However, their brand legacy was marred by a disaster in the United Kingdom, where their cleaning process accidentally created a potentially carcinogenic chemical. This led to a recall of 500,000 bottles and the brand being permanently banished from that country. Fiji water. Let us move away from industrial disasters and travel to a paradise island. Fiji water claims that its source on the island of Viti Levu remains entirely untouched by man until the moment you unscrew the cap. The water is filtered through ancient volcanic rock, which provides the signature silky texture that has made it a favorite among high-end chefs. But there is a brutal irony behind the luxury. While the bottling plant extracts and exports millions of these iconic square bottles to the developed world, a substantial portion of the rural population in the Fiji Islands has struggled for decades just to access safe, basic drinking water. Nestlé Pure Life. When we talk about global giants, we must mention the king of volume, Nestlé Pure Life. It currently stands as the best-selling water brand on the planet. Their recipe is simple. They take groundwater or tap water, strip it down through intense purification, and then re-inject a mix of minerals. In the United States, they have faced severe criticism for extracting millions of gallons from areas prone to extreme droughts. In many cases, they pay local governments symbolic fees of just a few dollars for permits, only to generate millions in revenue from the bottled result. Voss. This brand serves as the perfect example that in this industry, marketing is everything. The company first commissioned a former creative director from Calvin Klein to design their ultra-minimalist glass bottle. Only after the design was finalized did they search for water in Norway to fill it. Because the source is so remote and protected by rock, the water has almost no contact with minerals. Consequently, you are paying a premium price for water that, from a chemical perspective, tastes like absolutely nothing. Smart water. While other brands sell you on design, Smart water sells you on climate-inspired science. They utilize a process where they boil the water until it turns into vapor, leaving all impurities behind, and then cool it back down into a liquid state. Once it is purified at a molecular level, they artificially inject electrolytes specifically to give it some semblance of flavor. It is effectively laboratory water dressed in a designer suit. Perrier. When it comes to natural carbonation, the French brand Perrier represents true geological magic. In their underground springs, mineral water and carbon dioxide gas actually coexist naturally. However, there is a major industry secret regarding their process. They do not bottle the bubbly water directly from the ground. Instead, they extract the gas and the water separately, purify them independently, and then recombine them inside the bottle at the exact same pressure they held while underground. Poland Spring. Crossing over to Maine in the United States, we find Poland Spring. This brand has existed since 1845, which makes it something of a historical relic in the industry. Theoretically, the water is filtered by the deep glacial geology of the Maine region. However, in 2017, the brand was hit by a monumental class action lawsuit. The accusation was that their famous spring water does not actually meet EFTA regulations, and that the company was simply pumping water from common, everyday underground wells. Gerolsteiner. For those who want the heavyweight of the water world, we look to Gerolsteiner. This is Germany's most iconic mineral water, and it is certainly not for weak palates. Extracted from the volcanic Eifel region, this water filters through exceptionally hard dolomite rock. The result is staggering. It features a level of total dissolved solids of approximately 2,500 milligrams per liter. It is so heavily saturated with calcium and bicarbonate that it possesses an earthy, dense flavor that feels almost chewable. Icelandic Glacial. On the complete opposite end of the flavor spectrum, we find Icelandic Glacial. It is sourced from the Alps spring in Iceland, an ecosystem formed by a massive volcanic eruption over 5,000 years ago. Rainwater spends decades filtering through vast lava fields, emerging with a natural alkalinity and a light flavor that feels almost weightless in the mouth. Their primary selling point today is climate responsibility. They have been certified carbon neutral since 2007. It is marketed as the water for those who want to save the planet with every sip. Essentia. Finally, we must discuss the trend that has dominated the fitness world: alkaline water. Essentia is the undisputed queen of this category. They take standard tap water, filter it extensively, and then use chemicals and an ionization process to force its pH level up to 9.5. They market this by promising that supercharged water will hydrate you more effectively and balance your body's acidity. The problem is that the medical and scientific consensus generally dismisses these claims. Your kidneys and lungs are already responsible for strictly regulating your body's pH. Be assured that drinking $3 water will not alkalize your internal systems. Nevertheless, the marketing is so persuasive that the brand continues to shatter sales records year after year.